that
Welcome to the WellPlayed DLC podcast, Australia's juiciest gaming podcast. I'm your host this week, kicking off 2026, Zach Jackson, and joining me is Adam Ryan.
Hello, that's me.
Nathan Hennessy.
Welcome back.
And Ash Whaling.
Kraken, dressed to impress.
That's it, brother. Looking good. Goatee's looking sharp.
Oh, yeah, and grey. Can't stop
and
that.
And grey. Adam's Mo's looking brushy, bushy.
Thanks, mate. I'll take it.
Voluptuous.
And Nathan's looking
Look at trim.
Golden.
Stunning as always.
Like a bronze statue.
It's shaped. It is a shapely facial fungus. Love it.
I've also got a little grey coming through, but you'll just have to imagine that because I'm sure them pixels aren't picking it up.
It only gets worse, mate.
Boys, welcome back. We had a nice little Chrissy break. How was everyone's Christmas and New Year's? Anything exciting?
Is it all right if I say no, not exciting at all? And that was so fine.
Of course.
Yeah, man. That's the most exciting part, when you can sit and do fuck all and not
sometimes
people.
Sometimes that's the ticket. Like you say to somebody, "What'd you do? Did you get up to much?" And you go, "No," and they go, "Oh, that sounds awesome."
Yep.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
I sat on a beach.
Oh,
that's fun.
We might have sat on the same beach almost.
We nearly did. Yeah, down Bicheno Way. I was on Denison Beach.
Lovely.
Went east. Sat on the beach, got in the water.
Not the same beach.
No,
very nice.
That's it. Didn't do much. Just beached. Beach days.
East
Coast. Excellent. Well, we've got a very exciting episode to kick off 2026. We got a little preview of Pathologic 3 from Mr. Hennessy himself, and we're going to talk about the best games that we didn't actually review in 2025, and then also the games that are making us very excited in 2026. But without maybe stealing some thunder that perhaps is coming later, is there anything that anyone wants to talk about that they checked out over the break? Okay, yeah, we got one. We got one there. Guy in the kind of 80s kind of shirt there in the front.
It's a wonderful shirt. God, it's a beautiful shirt. So there's a gluttony of games that you can play, right? You look at collective backlogs. They're probably teeming with incredible games from 2025 and maybe the last couple of years. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get stuck into that, and I'm going to play Star Wars from 1995 on the Game Boy. That was...
oh, no.
That's hard. So in my childhood, I brought my little mod retro Game Boy with me to my family gathering. And my brother and I used to play this. So he had it originally back in 1995. He's my older brother. And we collectively could never get past the Millennium Falcon. We could get into the Millennium Falcon, but couldn't make it to the Death Star. We did it over the Christmas period. And now I am so obsessed with trying to finish this game that it's bordering on an obsession. I probably never will. But I'm going to give it a red hot go. Game's fucking hard as hell. It's in that period where it was ported from arcades and shit. So it's like they want to gobble all your coins, but there's no coins for them to gobble because they're on just a little handheld device. But the punishing difficulty stays the same. It's like Aladdin or Lion King if you've ever played in either of those.
Yeah.
Same sort of deal. Fine. Star Wars flavored, kind of. There's just random shit in there. There's like dogs that jump out of eggs and shit. I don't know. That's what I've been having a crack at.
Is it just Star Wars for Game Boy? Star Wars for Game Boy Color? Like, usually those games are like, is that it? Usually it's like Star Wars, Shadow of the Gooch, or, Rise of the Triad.
Star Wars. Or the Game Boy. She's faded. She's seen a lot of love. I have played other shit, but that's the most notable thing from my...
It was published by Capcom.
Certainly was, mate. Have I licked it? They weren't putting coatings on them.
They weren't making them tasty.
Yeah, but you were younger, and that's just the thing that young people do.
I've probably licked it before because it's been around longer than I have, but recently, no, I haven't.
Well, no, I was going to say surely over the years in the pockets.
That's him, mate. That's him.
It's accumulated some flavors over the.
Oh, yeah.
That is.
I reckon she ripe.
That is such a Game Boy game.
If you want to day off work, just fucking lick that cartridge.
Yeah,
got plenty of sick leave, mate.
You just get slurping doorknobs for a while,
I don't have sick leave from WellPlayed though. Like I have a sick day, and then it's still expected that I pump out news. So it's
working from home, brother.
It's heavy, curse, isn't it? Heavy sits the crown, Adam. King of
truly.
news.
Might need to take that up with the union rep.
Yeah, that's still Zach as well, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
Zach's also HR. So when
Yeah.
he abuses you and you have to complain about it, you got to complain to him, and he's like, "You probably deserved it."
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I mean,
yeah, there you go.
that sounds like something the HR department would say.
Yeah,
The
I'm not
guy's a
telling
good
their lies
bloke.
here.
He's a good friend of mine. Alrighty. Anything else that we want to talk about quickly?
Quickly, this should be a chunky segment. It's been weeks
Yeah,
since we caught
somewhat.
up.
But I mean,
Well,
we
okay,
got
well, yeah,
features
there's-
to talk about, Nathan. We got lots of stuff. So the front end has to be lean. I played Dispatch on a Steam Deck. That wasn't mine.
You son of a bitch.
I love that you're like, I got my retro Game Boy because Ash took my goddamn Steam Deck away from
Only
me.
fucking handheld in the house, isn't it? Isn't
Yeah.
it, Ash?
Yeah, no, I love
Apart
it.
from the
Great.
Playdate
And
and
Switch 2.
Yeah,
the
come on.
Switch 2.
Do
that are
the
in-
things with
that are in
Don't you
arm's
have-
reach.
Don't you have the
things within
portal?
arm reach gag.
I don't have the portal, no.
Oh,
Oh no, Zach, that's me.
oh you've also
Jesus
got,
fucking
got
Christ.
that.
Still Adam's Portal 2, mate? Come on.
Things within arm's reach gag.
Have you
I
opened
played
it?
Dispatch on the beach. I have actually. I just
Okay.
put it back in there because I don't want it to get dusty. As he says, blowing the dust away. Yeah, Dispatch on the beach, but not on the beach because I don't want to drop a Steam Deck in the sand because I reckon Adam
Is
would
that Death
actually
Stranding
murder me.
3? Dispatch on the
Steam
beach.
Deck on the beach, Dispatch on the beach. Yeah. I played through Dispatch. It was a ripper time. I'm glad that a lot of my friends said don't play it around your kids because, yeah. Our very own KV told me that it's very Ash coded, and I was like, oh, I'll be the judge of that. But nah, doesn't miss. That was a bullseye. That was like, this is the most Ash game I've ever played. It's got a wild
Man
time.
is
I'm going to play it
really
again.
wrong.
No, it's true. It's true. Rarely wrong.
Dispatch is a game that I could see you featuring in, like doing voice lines for. Like, it's the kind of game that if I was to play through it and be like, hold the fuck on, that's Ash Whaling.
But only if I can have one of those ridiculous pun names. Like, there's a character in the game. It's not a featured character. The name is French Press.
Good. Very good. We like
No other
that.
information. Just the hero leaderboard says that there's somebody called French Press. I'm like, I just hope it's a really buff French guy, you know? Bench Press is the baddies.
Like it.
Dispatch 2, I'll be in it. I'll find my way. You watch. Even if I have to knock out like another influencer or Twitch person to take their place, I'll do it. I will wear their skin.
You could take Jacksepticeye. He's in it, isn't he?
He is.
You could take him.
Is he? Yeah.
He's the bat dude, I think.
No, that's Charlie. That's most critical. Jacksepticeye's
Same dude.
he's a little Irish fella that likes to punch people in the penis.
Jesus.
You think I'm kidding? I'm not.
Well, speaking of the Irish guy, Nathan, did you check it out?
Well, if we're going to talk quick, I've got 3 to go over, and I'll be quick. First one, just before Christmas, I played and wrapped Return of the Obra Dinn.
Hey!
Follow up to
Nice.
Papers, Please. I tried it before, got an hour in, completely discombobulated because it's a detective mystery, in essence, that starts you kind of at the very end
Discombobulate.
and then kind of wants you to build the picture in backwards. I didn't have the patience for it, but I did before Christmas, and it took me like a better part of a week to knock off.
Just
I did
quickly,
have-
just quickly, does everybody have a Christmas game?
Yes.
Yeah. I just feel like everybody's like, this is the game I'm going to play at Christmas when I have time off. It's good. It's a good tradition. Continue, Nate.
Yeah, so for that I needed to brush up a little bit on my ship or seafaring lingo, because you play a I don't know if you don't know, you play insurance
Do you have to know
inspector.
your ports from your starboards?
Oh, very much so, but also
Your
like
poop decks?
yeah, but also the role of every individual that would occupy a ship. There was a lot of
Bosun.
like job titles and that I didn't know, but I had a great time. I didn't
Swabby,
need to use-
bosun, cockstain, capstan.
I got-
No.
The aim of the game is to find the cause of death of every single passenger. I managed to get all but like 2 of them, and it's just because I just kept getting their names wrong or some shit like that. Used a guide to like see the ending, so I was a little bit miffed about that, but had a good time till then. Blueprints started, finished. Have no
Hey.
fucking clue what that game's about because I didn't solve any of the mysteries. It took me like 20 in-game days to find the 46th room or whatever it's called.
Go
I just had
fuck yourself, Nathan.
I had a really good string of like random luck. Like everything was just popping off for me. I was like, oh my god, like it was just effortless. And then
This
I
is
saw
refreshing.
the credits.
I'm usually angry at Ash, and now I'm fucking furious at you. 20 days.
I'm out of the crosshairs for a minute. This is great.
But like after the fact, I've gone and looked online to see how much I've missed. I've missed so fucking much. There's so many rooms, so many items, so much everything. I have no idea what the story's about. Like apparently there's a story in there. I got no fucking clue because apparently you can finish the game without interfacing with it.
Because you needed to spend more fucking time in it, Nathan.
So I was like, yeah, that's an alright game, I guess. It very much triggers my board game brain, so I enjoyed that. And then the third game's a weird one. It's Silent Hill F. I'm halfway through my fourth playthrough, and I've quit. Because as you might recall from James's review, he said the story doesn't tell you anything on the first playthrough. It very much expects multiple playthroughs, and he was very accurate on that. The game tells you there's an ensemble cast of characters, and the story will tell you like one character's story on the first playthrough. So by the time you've wrapped the game, you've got no real clue as to what's happened. When you play through it the second time, it's mostly the same game, 90% the same game, but the items that you're picking up, the like text logs that give you the story, because most of it is fucking text logs, they change to give you a different character. I can't get the camera to focus. So it's feeding you one character's storyline at a time over each playthrough without really altering much of the playthrough. So I was a little bit mixed bag on that. Yes, Adam, what's up?
How long is a playthrough, roughly?
First playthrough is the hardest playthrough because it's built around New Game Plus runs, and those New Game Plus runs are extremely easier. So the first playthrough took me about maybe 14 hours, and it was brutal because there's a heavy emphasis on resource management. There's that Souls-like combat that you've probably heard about. It also requires you to tinker around with items that augment combat. There's a lot of focus on combat that's probably less there on subsequent playthroughs because the game just gives you tools that don't require much effort. Like it gives you a sword that doesn't break on your second playthrough, so all of a sudden weapon durability, who gives a fuck?
I mean, fair enough. If they expect you to do multiple playthroughs, that sounds like a good way of lessening the blow.
Yeah, exactly. It just means that I never ever in any of my playthroughs felt the combat actually gelled with the game. Because it's this Souls-like kind of combat that's really mechanical and strategic, it disrupts any tension that like the Silent Hill 2 had, because Silent Hill 2 is really messy combat, sluggish, so it gets you sweating because it's not really doing what you want it to do, whereas this is like frame perfect bullshit. And because you like spending so much time staring down the face of your enemies and your bosses, and there's only like 5 different enemies in the entire game, the fear of the unknown dissipates very early. It's not a scary game by any means, which is a shame.
I sincerely hope that the next Souls-like game you review, I hope the tagline is just frame perfect bullshit.
No, so that sounds mean. Ultimately, I enjoyed Silent Hill F. It is a very flawed game. The third playthrough focused on the story between the protagonist and her parents. Very poignant, very emotional, very earned. I teared up a little bit towards the end there, but who's going to see that? Who's going to play through the game?
The sickos.
Not me.
Like, I've noped out at 30 hours, and I've still got 2 playthroughs to go. Someone told me, just watch the endings on YouTube, and I'm like, the endings only give me a fragment of what's going on, because I've got to read all them text logs the game makes me pick up along the way to make the cutscenes make sense.
You go to one of the theory crafting channels, and you tune in for an hour and 45 minutes of just deep dive lore. And hope that the person doing it isn't annoying.
Indeed. They did introduce a measure in Silent Hill F to try and cut through some of the replay, some of the repetition. At some point in the game, it goes, would you like to skip all this stuff you played through before and just get to the cutscene? The problem is this occurs halfway through the third act and cuts out maybe an hour of the game. So it's like, whatever. And it also says if you do this, any of the challenge-based trophies you're not going to get. It's like, what the fuck? I'll just play the extra hour. Anyways, yeah. Silent Hill F, Return of the Obra Dinn, and Blue Prince. They're actually 3 quite good games, but my favourite was probably maybe Blue Prince. Yeah, it's just a fun game. I like the building the house.
Less curious now.
And I didn't keep a notepad for that because it made me feel like a psycho. I wrote half a page, and I was like, you can't keep writing what every photograph and every frame is in every room. They change every day.
He sat next to me, and I forced her to write every fucking thing down and re-reference it.
Behavior.
I was the same, Adam.
The game without doing it. So
I was the same. I had my wife next to me as my co-pilot, dude, and
it's part of the experience.
I thought the game was trying to make you it's showing who your psychos are in your friend group, because that's sick behavior.
It's like rally car driving. She's sitting next to you going like tight left 400 meters and you're like, shit, we're going to the gymnasium. No.
Bless Blueprints.
I want to
What a
hear what
game.
Lemonhead did with his gaming
He's been very patient.
time off.
I've been patient. I don't really have a lot. The only reason why I said if there's anything they want to talk about, it's because two of the things I played.
Polite.
No. Because two of the things I want to talk about are actually going to be in the next episode.
yeah,
right.
Sneaky boy. All right.
That's why I wasn't. Yeah. But a couple of things I want to give a quick shout out to kind of riff off what Ash said. KV, he slid into the DMs one day and he goes, you'd fucking like this, or he might not have said that, but that's how I imagined it. And it was a game called Neon Inferno, which if you look on Steam or whatever, it looks really fucking cool. Now this one's a weird one because I didn't play the game. I played the demo, and I had every intention on getting the game, but I actually ended up getting a code for a game that we'll talk about a bit later. But I actually am going to buy this game at some point. But it is a retro side-scrolling.
I saw this.
Yeah, like pixel art kind of, and I think it's co-op as well, and it's fucking sick. The demo is awesome. Really fucking cool soundtrack. It's set like in the nearish future, I guess, 2055 here in like New York City and stuff. But yeah, like a run and gun, really fucking fun.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It looks really super classic, but then it does really modern stuff as well, like changing the perspective of like, you'll be running and fighting, but then you turn and start shooting at the screen like another shooter. I remember seeing just a really small dev thing and went, that's really creative.
Yeah, there's one bit where you can you kind of shoot like in the back. At least in the demo. That part's okay. That part wasn't my favorite bit, but it was cool game. The other game is I can't remember if I talked about this before, but it's called Guardians of Nature or the Guardians of Nature. I can't remember if I've talked about this before. Yeah, and that is I know it was on my point and click games for last year, but it's where you play as the little
this dude,
Jelly Bean dude.
Yeah, so I played more of that. That was quite cool. And then that's I tried to start a couple of games and they kind of they didn't take off. There was a game called Arctic Awakening, which I did a preview for ages back, and it's kind of like Firewatchy type thing where you're a pilot and you crash in this area that's like very snow covered and stuff like that, and you've got this AI kind of companion thingy. And I found the actual game a bit fucking boring. So I played for got maybe half an hour to an hour past the preview bit, and I was like, nah, I'm not feeling this. And the reviews
You're not vibing.
The reviews went crash hot, and I tried something else, and it didn't land either. So there's that. But anyway, review season is already underway. We don't have an actual review yet, but we got a little cheeky preview. And Nathan, you've been checking out Pathologic 3.
Yes. Is this time for me to take over the reins for a few minutes?
Go for it.
This would be an interesting one to explain. So I guess my first question is, because I'd be curious I want to paint a picture of what Pathologic is to kind of give you an idea of what the third game in this series is. How many of us here know what Pathologic is as a game series?
Yes.
I know the name. Yeah.
How are you aware of it, Adam?
I'm aware of it through its cult status of being insanely difficult and having a lot of little minutia and weird systems. That's kind of my whole knowledge base around it. I've seen some gameplay and it looks like something that's very up your alley. Yeah,
well said. So I think if you've come to this game previously, like Adam said, you're probably aware of its hardcore status in the cult community. It's a Russian-developed game that came out in 2004, I want to say. Pathologic 3 is actually a remake of one of the 3 character playthroughs of that first game. Pathologic 2 is another. Yes. It's also a remake of one of those 3.
Final Fantasy 6 is actually Final Fantasy 3.
Correct.
What?
I'm expecting that we'll get. So Pathologic 1 is a game.
I get it, but what the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right? But in 2004, it was a very experimental game. It's about 3 healers that have come to this town in rural Eastern Europe somewhere. It's a town called Town on Gorok or something to that effect. It's a mix of different cultures, indigenous cultures, pagan cultures. There's 15,000 people in this small town. This town doesn't have a hospital, doesn't seem to have a school, doesn't really seem to have any kind of like real police force or anything like that. It just exists.
Bet you
And
they've got a pub though.
they do have a pub. Of course they've got
Yeah.
a pub in Eastern Europe. No church, but we've got a pub, we've got a theatre, and we've got an empty church. Church that's only used for telling the time. It's an extremely weird
It's a
game
clock
that-
tower with a big base.
Yeah, exactly right. And so the framework of this game or this series is it's extremely weird, and it leans fully into it because this world is fully fleshed out. You as a newcomer to this series, whether you've played the first game or you're new here to the third game, it's the same world, it's the same characters, it's the same situation. You're going to occupy 12 days in this city, this town, as a healer, one of the 3 from the original game. And over the 12 days, a plague's going to strike. And as one of the 3 healers in the town, you've got to somehow keep the town from just being absolutely decimated. That's the broad arc of this game. Now we get to Pathologic 3. So people that have played the first 2 games know the arc of this game. They know that you're one of the 3 healers. You're going to arrive in this town via train. First few days are just kind of getting grips. And then by the time day 3 comes around, some sickness starts to spread. By day 4, we've got to fucking quarantine this place. By day 5, half this town's in lockdown.
Lockdowns, enforced masks, full Dan Andrews mode.
If you've been a part of the 2020s to the 2022s, a lot of this game is going to be like inherent
Too
knowledge
real.
to you, because this is going to be very much about an epidemic that breaks out, lockdowns, and all the shit that goes along with that. One of the fun parts of this game is that this is very much a surrealist narrative. So not only are we playing a doctor, that his name is Danil Dankovsky. He's a 28-year-old bachelor of medicine. He's the only one that's come to this town with like formal doctor knowledge, but he's been brought here by a letter that he's received, telling him that there's an immortal man at this town that's worth studying, as a man that's discovered the key to immortality. And as a 28-year-old recent bachelor, he's like, excellent, this is what I need. This is going to launch my career into stardom. Go. Who's first? Ash, come on down.
Just really quickly, time period? When's this set?
Yeah, same question.
So, very good question. The game will never tell you, but it will allude that there is a great war that's broken out. And this is sometime during the early 20th century. There is electricity. There is no movies, but yeah, it's trying to toy with
No
the
iPhones.
player. Yeah, so we know that it's early 20th
No
century.
5G, thank God.
We assume that it's probably between or around World War One or Two.
That makes sense
That's
why
how
he
much
got a
we
letter
know.
then. Because I was like, who the fuck gets letters these days?
So this is a game that's set in a period, but the period's a little blurry, and that's going to be important as well, which I'll just explain. So anyway, you've arrived at town. There's an immortal man. As soon as you arrive in town, he die. He dead.
He
And then the
dies.
series- yeah,
Well, that's a good
exactly.
fucking-
So you're like,
that's
why
a
the fuck
stitch
have
up,
I
isn't it?
turned up?
Oh.
I've turned up and the immortal man has died. Don't worry, the game is very aware that this is funny. So then all of a sudden you're like, well, no one around here can examine the body with any kind of professional like eyes, because I'm the only one here that's trained in medicine. There's no doctor, so I'll try and examine the body. You try and examine the body, but all of a sudden you find that all the natives have also decided that they're going to perform rituals and rites around the body. So all of a sudden your detective adventures are kind of cut short. That's the intro to the game. Then the game drops you in day 5 and goes, yeah, the plague's broken out, by the way, so have fun. And you're like, well, what? Because what's actually happened here is Danil Dankovsky, our titular player, he's a big drug addict and his brain's completely fried and he doesn't know what time or day it is. So the game's quite happy to throw you in halfway and go, so we're not quite sure what you know as the player, we're not quite sure what the character knows, so just have fun. And while that's happening, you're just going through districts of like plague-bearing people that are trying to shoot and kill you because they're not sure if they're sick, crazy, or in between. Everything is trying to kill you by this point, and then if you can survive day 5, the game goes, oh, by the way, we've got a time traveling mechanic because you've been ingesting morphine and tobacco all day. You've had no food or any water, and every time you've gotten upset, you've either kicked a skip, kicked a seesaw, or pushed a swing aggressively. These are all things you do in the game to manage your sanity. The game goes, excellent, you've survived day 5. Pick another day that you'd like to go to. Whilst this is all occurring, you're building a mind map because you have no fucking clue who these people are, where you are, what it is you're supposed to be doing. you're having conversations with people that are already happening halfway through. And because of your response to those questions, there's a dialogue trees, but the dialogue trees aren't trees. They're simply you commit to what you're going to say and you're going to have to bear the consequences of that. There's no rewinding. That's building a faulty mind map on what you're putting out because you're unreliable narrator. So you're quite often filling your mind map with misinformation. So the journal entries you're referring to try and figure out the mysteries that are occurring around you are quite often built on your own unusual missense of what's occurring. So then you've actually got to use time travel mechanics to try and unwind your own errors to try and figure out what is the true path of what's occurring around you, so that you can eventually try and unlock other days in the timeline. Because if you don't have the correct timeline leading up to day 5, you spend day 6 and 7 in prison for reasons I won't go into. But because the only good doctor in town's in prison, the plague breaks out of control, the army comes in and they bomb the town to smithereens.
Sorry. I was like, oh, it's gonna have something bad. Yeah.
What's
You got
that?
all that?
Pathologic
It will-
3.
Oh, mate.
Pay attention, mate. There will be a quiz.
So that's the first hour of Pathologic 3.
The first
Jesus
hour.
Christ.
That's the first hour of Pathologic 3. I'm about 14 hours into Pathologic 3. I'm currently on day 2.
Jesus
I'm on
Christ.
day 2 of a
Nathan.
12-day plague. Now, to be
Those
fair,
games that are clearly made for very unique individuals, and I say that with all of the positivity I can muster.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
now
Wow.
that's obviously a lot. I'll talk more next week on how effective some of these ideas are, but the 3 main things you're doing in this game as a doctor is you're going to be diagnosing plague patients that are brought to your makeshift hospital. You're going to set up a hospital. You're going to diagnose some patients. There's a full system around this where you're going to perform examinations. You're going to have interviews, and you're even going to take samples and put them under microscopes and try and figure out pathogens and diagnoses and stuff like that. A full medical simulator in this game, and it's really, really fucking cool. So you spend a lot of time building out case profiles around different patients and that. And once you can figure out what a patient's illness is, that's not just the plague, you're going to be able to take a sample from them turned into a vaccine for the next day and potentially vaccinate some of the districts. Why that's going to be helpful for you is you're going to be able to move through those districts on your quest, because it's like an open world game. You'll be able to move through those districts without being threatened by the plague or crazy people and stuff like that. That's one side of it. Another
You
side
sound like a fucking crazy person, Nathan. You need the vaccine, brother.
It makes me wonder if he's got shares in the company that developed this game, because god
Jesus.
damn,
There's also-
it's an
there's a-
amazing spruik.
There's a town management third of it as well, because you're
Of
also
course
going to be,
there
because
is.
you're the only intelligent dude around, they're just going to defer to you for everything. So all of a sudden you can implement town edicts. One I just unlocked before this podcast is I unlocked music for the town. It's going to boost people's morale, because if morale gets too low, they'll just start beating on each other, and while they're sick and shit like that, these people get mean real quick.
On system.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's another third of it, which is obviously the detective story. This is a very different game to Pathologic 1 and 2. Those games are very much focused on survival mechanics. This is very much more like a Sherlock Holmesy type game. This is very much around the mystery and manipulating time to try and deepen the mystery. When you go back in time, you can pick nodes in your mind map and go, okay, so I didn't like the outcome of that situation. I want a different outcome tomorrow, and the game will give you directions on how to manipulate that event.
Literal save scum feature.
Yeah, because there is actually no save scumming. Like, the game is just auto saving. There's no manual saves, so it's relying on you at the end of the day to go, I want to rewind the day with everything I know and try again. You're not wiping any progress. Your character's so screwed up, he thinks that this is all present time. Like, he doesn't think he's going back through time anymore. He's so meddled with it all. So I'm kind of breaking down in slow motion while I'm playing Pathologic 3 in a similar way to when I played like Kingdom Come or Solium Infernum. This is a game that has an effect on the player as much as the game, as much as it's a very effective game.
This is why
so
he
I need
didn't
to
write any notes for Blueprints, Adam. He was too busy writing down all the notes for Pathologic.
Yeah, no, he was scribbling on his fucking walls. That's what he
Yeah.
was doing. Solium Infernum is exactly what I was trying to think of. I was like, this has happened to you before, and I know it has, and that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, good.
Yes. This is a
Made for
fantastic game. I think if you've been ever interested in this series, this is the one you start with, because the survival mechanics in those older games create a lot of tedium. There's a lot of walking simulator. There's a lot of managing your appetite, your exhaustion, all that. This game goes, you're a fancy doctor. You don't need to take care of those things. You're from the big city. Why would you ever worry about food or money? You're a rich bitch. But you do need to worry about your sanity, because this is a real world example. This is the last point I'll make. This is for Adam. On day 2, I've spent a lot of time talking to children. My character is referring to himself as a babysitter. The children in this game, they're their own caste system. They don't adhere to adults. They're a complete separate part of society. Children make Daniil Dankovsky very angry when he talks to them.
Hey,
and
my man.
two-thirds of dialogue options will increase his what's called his manic meter. He'll get angrier and angrier. And it's not uncommon to end a conversation with the children by immediately slotting a handgun in your mouth and pulling the trigger.
Oh, maybe this game is for me after all. That's so good.
The only time it's ever happened to me is I'm trying to converse with children and I keep picking the wrong dialogue options. You end the dialogue, you're like, fuck this, we'll try
fuck
again.
this. Holy
So
shit.
that's pathologic.
What are you doing, mister? Never you mind, Billy.
Oh my days.
I feel like, you can't make up the shit you see in this game. The originality just pours out of this. It's so unique. I love it. That's not to say it's not a flawed game, though.
Who's the publisher?
Hype Train.
That's right.
Hype Train's the publisher. The publisher for Pathologic 2 was fuck. Yeah, I can't remember. It wasn't Team 17, was it?
Don't know.
I feel like this is one of these times that if we haven't heard from you in a couple of days, we're going to have to send a welfare check with you trapped in a house playing this game.
Pathologic 2 was published by Tiny
Build. Yeah.
Tiny Build. There you go.
No,
right.
After this, I want to go back through Pathologic 2 because I didn't finish that game.
Jesus
That game was too hardcore. This is easily the most approachable, and if you can survive this, you might have what it takes to try Pathologic 2.
I love that this man says the most approachable after he just said, oh yeah, if you get into a conversation with a kid and it doesn't go well, you'll blow your fucking brain matter out. Yeah, nice.
You're going to paint the ceiling.
Holy shit.
So I'm really pleased that this is my 2026 vibe. This is how I'm starting.
Amazing.
Yeah, right.
What do you think of that, Zach?
Well, I think...
if anyone on the team, I think this game philosophically appeals most to you.
Yeah,
I don't think you'd enjoy playing it, but
I think
I think you like the idea of it.
Absolutely. I think what you've said is very exciting, but also sounds like I might want to do what your character does at times.
It's encouraged, I think.
Jeez.
Stay tuned.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, looking forward to that one. So that game is actually out now. It's out now, right? Yes, correct. Yeah,
it's on sale. It's on sale on Steam right now for like $40, 20% off. It's been out for like 4 days, 3 days. It's already 20% off.
In fairness, I did ask for code quite late on that one because it wasn't until I think you dropped in your stuff that we'll talk about later.
What we're looking. Yes, gotcha, mate. Gotcha.
That I saw that you were actually keen on that, so I was like, oh fuck, that comes out in like 2 days or something.
Miracle Man made it happen.
No, we're loving it. We're having a good time.
We did. Very good. All right. Well, rather than look forward at the moment, we're going to look backwards. And we're going to talk about the games that we really, really, really love playing in 2025, but actually didn't pen any words or put up a review for whatever reason. Because we got a bit of a meaty back half, let's try and keep it relatively brief. But there is an article on the website if you have read this, so feel free to skip if you don't want to hear what we've already written about. But maybe we'll get some more passion coming through in the audio breakdowns of these. So, Adam, talk to me about what you loved in 2025, but we did not review.
Mate, there is a game that hit me on many different levels. This is a game that I played with my partner. This is a game that we played for hours on end. A difficult game, something that makes you think.
It was a choice to put Adam first.
It makes you think. It makes you feel. It makes you reevaluate both yourself and your approach to this game. It's not a game that you should rush through. It's a game that you should take your time with. Savor. It's Blueprints. Unfortunately, a game that Nathan knows fucking nothing about. So yeah, for those unaware, Blueprints is akin to something like The Witness, but it's a roguelike. So, like Nathan was saying, each day
not made by Jonathan Blow.
It doesn't blow.
You're a boy who is inheriting a manor from his grandfather, under the one condition that he find the 46th room from a house that has 45 rooms.
Big
So
place.
yeah, it's massive. It's odd though, because it changes every day, hence the roguelike nature of it. And each time you approach a door, you're given a choice of 3 different rooms to kind of fill out the blueprint. You'll see what they did with the title there, blueprint of the house to try to get to the 46th room. Each room has a different kind of ability or like boon, or sometimes some negative effects as well. Like if you step into this room, you'll get 3 extra steps because you only have, I think it's 50 steps per day, and moving room into another costs a step. And if you need to backtrack, then you're probably fucked. The different layers to this game are ludicrous. Like Nathan was saying, even after playing through it once, there is a whole narrative that opens up after the fact, and there are more mechanics that are thrown at you once you've actually reached credits. And to kind of get the most out of it, you'll, similar to the fuck were you explaining before, Nathan?
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. You will need to play through it multiple times or get to the 46th room multiple times to see the true ending and this, that, and the
Say
other.
it with more conviction, Adam. You will need to play it again. You will need to play it again. Nathan,
you will.
I could be
and you'll,
convinced. It's an
you'll
enjoyable game.
and you'll take notes this time.
I
But
don't
it's
know about that.
it's a game where, or it's a puzzle game. So my favorite puzzle game to date has been Portal 2. That's just, it elicited so many responses from me. It's difficult, but it doesn't make you feel stupid. It just makes you feel like there's the answer is just out of reach, and you just need to just keep kind of trying to, try a few different things until it fits. Blueprints gives you everything at once, but you just don't know it yet. So there will be answers within rooms, but you just don't know what the question is yet. And there are so many different layers to that, and you start kind of paying attention to different aspects, whether it be colors or the repetition of a number or certain imagery that's used in paintings.
You sound insane, bro.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
And yet you finished it. I genuinely fucking hate you. This game, like I said, I played through entirely with Key. We took a whole bunch of notes. It had that old school element of having to take notes. Really enhanced the experience for me.
It's a real thing though. I played it
100%.
I played it just offhand, and I just said to my wife, "Hey, Adam's been playing with his partner. You should have a look." She was drawn in.
Yeah.
The hooks were deep. She was like, "Oh, actually, yes." And like, a notepad and a pen and materialized out of nothing.
It's more effective than the unplugged second controller, so
Definitely. But having that real world material aspect to it does, like, there were times where I'd find something and it would kind of trigger something in my mind that I'd be like, "Key, flick back 3 pages. I think we've seen this before. Let's see if it connects." And eventually it did, and the notes did help, and it helped with the massive big spider web that is all of the different puzzles that kind of interlock into each other. I think this game is fucking magical. That's without saying that visually it's quite beautiful as well. It has kind of a cell-shaded look to it. It's very charming. It's also really haunting in places. It has kind of an uneasy feel to it. It's just you and the house. But you do kind of have this feeling like there's something more sinister at play, or you kind of feel watched, even if it's just like by the specter of your now dead grandfather, because he's, set out this grand task for you to complete. I don't know. I could wax lyrical about this all day. I think it's probably my favorite game that released this year. And I would have loved to have written about it, but I also don't know if I would have been able to find the right words to do so. So I'm also not super upset about that. But Blueprints is fantastic. If you haven't played it, you absolutely should.
Very good. Very good. Alrighty. Ash, Whaley.
I might just keep it simple because I think we've had some very heavy digestible things from both Nathan and Adam. No beef, but I'm just going to say I played a game where you climb stuff. And I regret not reviewing it. And for those who are in the know and those who are not in the know, it is peak from the amazing people at Landfall. I think they made another Crab's Treasure, Aggro Crab.
Aggro
Oh,
crab.
did they?
Yeah.
There you
Huh.
go. There you go. Aggro Crab. Anyway, it was a game jam game that they put together mostly as a gag. They inevitably released it, and it blew up. It went absolutely bananas. But I didn't like. I'm one of those people that as soon as something gets popular, I become really cagey about it because is it popular because it's good, or is it popular because it's a gimmick? Is it popular because people are in lockdown and Tiger King's just come out on Netflix? You know, that kind of shit. Whereas, like, if I engage with this, am I going to get disappointed? Am I just going to become part of a zeitgeist of other people that don't realize that it's actually trash? But eventually, I did have an opportunity to check it out when it was doing its first, I think, one of its first major updates when it was adding another biome. And so it meant that I played the game for the first time completely blind, with a friend, also completely blind. And it is a baller time. It is a first-person climbing simulator. You and your mates effectively are scouts that crash landed on a island. You got to get to the top of the mountain in order to plant a flare and get help to come pick you up. As you make your way through the environments, you start off at a base level, but then as you hit the first sort of ascent, you'll get a new biome as you keep going up this mountain that's sort of got like 4 or 5 different areas to it. There's a stamina system. It's a little bit like, you know, your classic Breath of the Wild, don't let your bar run out or as you start sliding down. But then there's other little things, like if your mate climbs up ahead of you and they can actually help you up to sort of get you that last little boost. You can do things to increase your stamina. You can do this trunks that you can open and get power-ups and things. There's a hunger meter. And one of the things I love is that the game makes use of just this one single bar that represents basically you and your vigor. Your stamina bar is your health bar, is your hunger bar, is your poison bar. Any negative thing that happens to you just takes a chunk off your climbing ability. You're hungry? Stiff shit. You lose some of your bar. You're burnt? You lose some of your bar. You're freezing to death. The bar's getting smaller. And so it means that you're balancing all of these really simple concepts of just trying to get up a thing, but you need to eat a cookie, or you need to get out of the sun, or you need to stay away from, you know, the lava, that kind of stuff. But it's one of those games that is a perfect chaos simulator because depending on how you play, and more importantly, depending on who you play with as well, like those great games where it's like, oh, we're going to get Gary the Loose Unit in here. This is going to be nuts. There's people that help, there's people that hurt, there's people that get lost, there's people that climb ahead and realize that the game penalizes you for leaving your friends behind. And I'm not going into detail on that because if you haven't had Peak played on your end, you should do it and discover it for yourself. But we didn't finish it on our first try. We got to what is known as the kiln. It's the inside of a volcano.
Got to get out of the kiln.
Got to get out of the kiln. And myself and my friends, we did not do well in the kiln. That's fine. But the mark of a good game is that at that point, even though we'd spent like 2.5 hours scrambling up trees, scrambling up rocks, escaping zombies, getting across a mesa that had like sunburn that would actually fry you, scorpions, cactuses, you name it. It was terrible. You know, winds that would blow you off things. We'd been at it for nearly 3 hours. We failed on what we thought was probably the last ascent, and we turned out we were right. And we immediately wanted to go again. We said, there are so many things that we didn't do right. There's so many things that we went in completely blind. We'd pick up a power-up and be like, what does this do? And then we'd learn the hard way that, oh, that would have been really helpful if we used it correctly. It's like, oh, what's a chain launcher? Oh, it shoots 2 pinions that create a chain between them. I bet it would have been great if we aimed it upwards, you know? We've just created an easy way to climb back down.
Discovery
hey.
is part of the beauty of it too. Just like finding shit and just trying different things without knowing what's going to happen.
Absolutely. So I managed to miss the immediate burgeoning hype wave of Peak. And when I rediscovered it, it was still going strong, but the hype wave had come back because of the new release. So that was a game that if I had the chance to review it, I know I would have been absolutely just spewing compliments to just how simple the concept is. It was a game jam game. Somebody obviously prototyped it, and then they went, this is great. We don't need to do much more to this. We just new places to climb and stuff to do while you're climbing. And that's what makes it fantastic.
And Bing Bong.
And Bing Bong. Bing Bong the talking plush. That now I discovered more about the stuff that you can take with you, that if you want to carry Bing Bong, you can. trying to take him to the top of the mountain as well? Yeah, he's a plush that was on the plane, but apparently he's also a Trojan backdoor for the developers to talk to players, which is terrifying. And the Bugle,
pretty great.
which is great for just annoying people. Let's be clear. I'll sign off with just one single story that was a great message of discovery. But in the game, there's a campfire, and we discovered that if you cook foods, they get better. Sometimes it gets rid of the negative impact of a food. Like if you drink an energy drink, you'll get lots of speed and stuff, but then you'll get a bit of a sugar crash. But if you drink it after cooking it, it doesn't do that. We discovered one problem though. When you cook an energy drink, still in its aluminium can container, it basically becomes a grenade. But nothing happens until you grip and sip. So my friend who we were climbing up the kiln, he was badly hurt. He'd been burned a couple of times. Me and my friends were like, we've got to help you get up. And we're like, we're nearly at the top. We just need to make it up this sort of 12-foot climb. We've got the stamina. We can do it, but you're looking a bit rough.
Oh, no.
Take the energy drink and you drink it, and then you'll be able to catch us up. So he's ripped the top, drunk it, but the second he's ripped it, it's exploded and knocked back everyone around him. So he's just there going, look, look, look. Where's everybody gone? And we're just plummeting going, oh, you son of a bitch!
Nice.
And then we got to spend like a good 10, 50 minutes trying to figure out what was going on. And then we were like, the cooked energy drink. We still well made it out, but like it's moments like that that are hard to find in other games where like it's just got such a simple premise to just poke things, push things, try things, experiments. It'll go horribly wrong, but you're going to laugh about it. And that's what makes Peak amazing. And I really wish I could have reviewed it. But I don't need to because everyone else says it's really good too. So
you can have like 10 of those moments per climb as well. Like that shit happens
ridiculous
constantly. It's awesome.
Yeah, even on the worst climb, something will happen that'll make you crack up. And that's great.
Yeah, Peak's real good.
Very nice. Good stuff. All right, I'll jump in. I'll keep it brief. So this game I have not finished, and this is so one of the games I was kind of checking out over Christmas, more so when I was in Tassie. I played this on the ROG Ally, and that is a game called Old Skies, which is a point and click game from Wadjet. I think that's how you say that. Wadjet Eye Games. Yep. They're quite a very, very well known publisher and developer. They published what's it called? The something of Hobbs Barrow, the excavation of Hobbs Barrow, which is a really fucking cool game. Came out maybe 3 years ago. So yeah, Old Skies is a point and click game. It's a set in the future, like the 2060-ish, something like that. And you play as what they call a timeline agent, where you work for a company called Chronozen, and this company essentially, if you've got enough money, and let's start with that. If you've got enough money, you can go to essentially any point in the past. Right? Now, if you want to change anything in the past, if that thing has a ranking that is like low enough, like if its timeline impact is low, for example, then you can change things, right? If it's got like a high ranking, then obviously you can't change things. Now this is set in a world where they have what they call, I think it's called chrono shifts, where essentially the world will change when this shift like comes through, this like time shift comes through. So your character might be a fucking high school teacher in Las Vegas, for example, right? And then the chrono shift, and you got fucking married to a lawyer and you got 3 kids. But then the chrono shift will come through and you're a fucking sheep shearer in fucking New Zealand. You know, who the fuck knows, right? Like, so, but yeah, I don't quite know how that part works, because you're still you, but it's like your timeline version, if that kind of makes any kind of
alters.
Yeah. So anyway, you play as this lady, and essentially you guide clients through different parts of the past where they want to go back, check out, and do whatever. Some of it. So the first one, for example, you play as this guy. You take this guy who's a client. He's a very, very well known, very rich doctor. He's essentially invented a lot of the medical equipment and tools and resources that are used in that future to kind of slow down aging and blah blah blah. You go back and I don't really want to. So you go back and you essentially want to stop an event from happening in that past, but you don't know that. As part of the brief or whatever, he said that all he wants to do is go back to his high school. Not high school. Sorry, his university food place that he used to go to when he was at uni. Right, like that's the mission. Right. He just wants to go back and have another meal at this shitty little diner, and then he basically fucks off. And he has like a ulterior motive, and yeah, you've got to kind of deal with it. And then in the second one, you go back into the past. The client is a very, very famous boxer, and you want to go back into the past and essentially meet her inspiration. This boxer guy from the past, right? And she wants to go back and meet her inspiration, and then things unfold, and then essentially you need to change what happens in the past for reasons. So this is like a time loop game. So it's a point and click time loop game. You can die, and then because of the technology and the way that the world is, your character or both character and client can actually be revived, right? Essentially, you just rewind time, and that's kind of what you have to do a lot of the times. Is that there are moments where you have to basically play it multiple times to figure out what you actually need to do. So there's a moment where you, like in the boxing one, where you need to learn a guy's boxing things, or you need to choose the right answers in the dialogue to kind of make sure that you don't die in this scenario. Really fucking cool. Neat art style. Very, very cool voice acting. So that one, I haven't actually rolled credits on that yet, but it is really, really good. It got, decent scores. It's sitting on 80 on Metacritic and OpenCritic, so very highly praised. But yeah, very, very cool. I don't know how I know that it was coming out, but for some reason I just was like, oh yeah, like sure. Didn't really bother to care that much about it, and then I kind of got a bit of FOMO after it kind of went and all the reviews came in. But yeah, that one was a really, really cool game. The second one is, I've talked about it before, so I won't go too much in detail, is Absalom, which is the roguelike beat 'em up from a bunch of developers. They .temu or .emu, however you want to fucking say it. Guard Crush game, and maybe someone else. Essentially 2/3 of the developers that did the Streets of Rage 4 game. And I'm not really a roguelike or roguelite player. You guys know that. Not really my kind of thing. But this game, as I wrote in our article, from the first time that I played that game and I went on the run and I fucking died and I was back to the thing, back to the home world that you're kind of in. I was fucking like, let's go again, baby. Let's do it. Really, really cool fucking gameplay loop. Really addictive gameplay loop. The beat 'em up gameplay is really, really fucking satisfying. It's got that cool thing that I think I probably mentioned before with the wall. The screen is like a wall, and if you throw enemies against the wall, they fucking bounce off. They don't kind of go back into the wherever it is, and kind of come back. So you can kind of get some really cool combos where you throw players against the wall. But the game is always giving you different powers, different abilities. So you start a run as you do in those games, and you pick kind of an ability where if you dash, it leaves like a trail of fire, and the enemies around you will catch fire. They'll get fire damage. Or you can do this wave where it'll do like wave damage, and then as you keep going, you build this like arsenal of powers and abilities and then there might be one where it's your fire wave or whatever, your fire trail will increase damage. Or there's one where it's like if you do your like secondary kind of movement thing, it'll replace mana faster. Lots of little things like that. But when you do die and you get towards the end, because it took me fucking ages to get past the first run, because there's 2 bosses in the first run. So the first boss I could get past, but the second run, this game's actually quite difficult. In some of the reviews that I read, it gets a lot harder than what I've got, than what I've been at, and Yeah, so it took me fucking ages to beat the second boss. But yeah, I'm super hooked. There's 4 different characters that you can play as. There's like a dwarf kind of guy. There's a sword wielding, nimble, more agile person. There's a guy who's got like a grappling kind of thing, and you kind of grapple onto an enemy. And there's it's really cool.
Are you playing this on the big ROG as well?
No, I'm playing this on PS5.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Beautiful art style. Very cool. Like fantasy world.
It is really pretty. Every screenshot
Yeah, it's
I've
gorgeous,
seen
isn't
is
it?
just such a sick art style.
Really cool, like use of colors as well. Like it just looks super vibrant. And then the colors are not so, the colors aren't necessarily vibrant in some parts, but it's just a really nice color, like a kind of dark purple kind of thing. Yeah. So they're the 2 games that we had planned to do a review for Absalom, but unfortunately plans kind of fell away and they didn't quite come to fruition. But yeah,
It's getting its flowers now.
It is getting its flowers, and I would, if you've played Streets of Rage or if you like beat 'em ups or anything like that, I would highly recommend it. And it's pretty fucking cheap. It's like what, $30-ish or something on. I think it's that might have been on sale maybe, but it was like $32 or something.
$36.50, baby.
There you go.
It's like 3-player co-op too, isn't it?
I know it's 2-player. Don't know
least
about
2-player.
Don't know about 3-player, but you might be right. I don't have enough friends to try. So I've been playing with the brother, and it's really, and the fucking dog. How's this? So I kind of stopped playing and waited for him to kind of start playing because I was like, fuck, get this game. And then we played it once and we had a great time. And then I don't fucking play for like a week, and he's like, oh yeah, I've been playing it every night.
Levels you.
Like I'm fucking hooked. Like I just can't put it down. I'm like, you think you fucking know a guy. But yeah, really cool. Definitely check it out if that's kind of your thing.
Don't be a dog and out-level your mate, your brother. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Alrighty, Nathan.
I was a dog and out-leveled my mates, but only because my mates didn't show up to help me.
That's fair.
All right.
Take down the big Ark. Yeah, boys. Let's open up with a little bit of Ark Raiders discussion. So, in terms of the well-played team, I don't think Ark Raiders was necessarily that high on my radar. I think Adam was pretty hot for it. Maybe someone else.
I was keen.
I played the finals.
Yeah, Zach was too.
I played the finals. I was like, there'll be something here.
I was conflicted because on one hand the finals, on the other hand extraction shooter. I was firmly of the belief that no game with that genre could actually be good. Like
How wrong you were.
It was the PvP. That's what kind of threw me for me. Like if it was full PvE, kind of like the Division, because it's like, yeah, like that game when you're in the world, like it's really fucking cool. Then you get to the Dark Zone, and I just get my fucking ass hammered. So
You're arc-handed.
That's it.
You're arc-handed to you.
So, for those that have been under a rock, Ark Raiders, set the future. Folks on the planet Earth on the surface have gone underground because sentient robots have taken over the territory on the quote-unquote top side. But all the good stuff, all the stuff that we need to survive and, technologically advanced and all that, that's all up there as well. So we're going to have to send our people up there to the top, our raiders. They're going to go scavenge a whole bunch of stuff, bring it back down, and hopefully down below we can advance our society, maybe one day overcome the Ark Menace. So now you and up to, what is it? Is it? I can't remember now. Party's 3 players?
3 players, yep.
I've been soloing most of my time in this game and having a good time doing it. But if you can bring 2 people along, it's going to have you and your mates start off on the extremities of one of, I think there's 5 maps in there now. And everyone's going to have their own quest objectives or something. Maybe it's a resource they're on the hunt for because they want to build a big gun. All these various
parts
objectives.
to upgrade your chicken.
Yeah, that you've also got a chicken called
Scrappy.
Scrappy. He's going to want a wholesome diet of olives, cat beds, apricots. And lemons, as well as various other things that you wouldn't think a cock would have use for. And in doing so, he's going to give you a higher yield of resources each time you go out on an expedition. Apparently, he's going out with you and fetching, shitty loot along the way. But all of this is to serve a purpose that your raiders are going to be
Is
able
he still
to...
laughing at taking the chicken with you? Yeah, no, Adam, where do you keep him in the secret pocket?
Yeah. Every character, generally speaking, has a prison pocket, a special pocket that anything that you gain while you're topside, you can put in that pocket. And if you die, normally when you die, all of your loot stays with your body, and other people are going to pick over it. But your prison pocket goes back to camp. Zach, what have you got in that pocket, mate?
Well, the problem is I often had nothing in that pocket, like a fuckwit. But the question I got for you is, what's my question? Oh yeah, as you level up, do you get like double pockets? Do you get to, when you?
I think
Do you
so. It's not
upgrade your
about...
prison pocket?
I want to say that yes, there are
Surely.
some gear sets that you can get. It's related to the gear that you've equipped. There are some gear sets that you can get that'll give you a higher, let you take more stuff in your prison wallet. But also there's ones that might like limit what types of items you can put in there.
What
So
kind
you
of
might not be able.
exercises do you need to do to fit more stuff in your prison wallet?
So
A
you
lot
might
of
only.
squats.
Kegels?
Oh.
You tell me, mate. You'll have to find out. But anyway, all this is serving a purpose of that you'll be able to eventually build and buy bigger and better weapons and armor so that you'll be able to, with your mates or strangers out in the world, go and take down the bigger arc. Again, they'll give you bigger toys to play with, and so the cycle goes. But we've got a PvP, so the Ark, the titular big robots, they're going to be one of the big major focuses here, and they are definitely the highlight of the game for me. The AI, the way they move around and behave in the world, is like nothing I've ever seen before. If you provoke any of them, whether it's the smallest ticks just being like little critters that creep around small internal environments and jump at you out of the
What are the little
shadows.
roly balls that set fires?
Oh, what are the roly balls?
They're the ones that crack me up because I watch the most serious people play them and then they just go "Rrrr," like a Dyson sphere.
Huh? They're bastards, is what they are.
Yep.
I adore the enemies in this game. Not only is there a great variety of them, they're all very distinct in how they behave, how you fight them, what they give you. So there's a very rich tapestry of enemies, and with every new map they bring out, they normally bring out one or two special new arc as well. I have had the privilege of taking down. I've taken down almost all of the arc except the matriarch. I've taken down the queen. A lot of fun. Now, my second point, there's PvP in this game. So there are other humans when you're playing a game and you don't know whether to trust them. They're following the same objectives as you, but because they can take all of your items from you, they might see a shortcut in them not having to go scavenging for their own items. You might have them. So quite often, other players will be waiting for you at extraction points, or they'll be waiting for you around arc-heavy areas, particularly a queen. If you and 6 other guys are going to go take on a queen, there'll be 3 other guys waiting back behind for you to wear yourself out so they can shoot you in the face and take the goods. It's a very cutthroat game, and it can leave you feeling quite indignant. If you don't know how to process anger from a video game, particularly anger where you've got nothing to show for it, you've just lost half an hour's worth of progress, tough sell. But I have found that most of my engagements in this game, whilst played during the hours and most humans are awake, a lot of fun. But if you play the games during, midnight to 6 a.m. in which the sweat lords are around, probably going to get shot first and ask questions later. It's a mean environment. I've had a lot of fun with this game. Didn't expect I would. It's very polished. It looks great. It sounds one of the best sounding games you'll ever come across. And as I say, the Ark give you a new experience every single time you play.
I am actually shocked that this is an Unreal Engine game.
Yeah, it's
I'm
wild.
so used to such specific,
Like how well it
noticeable,
runs.
obvious kind
Is
of
it-
Unreal Engineisms.
Is it 4
That
or
when I
5?
found out,
5.
it's 5.
Is it 5? Now I need to fact check that.
I
Ooh, have
think
a look.
I thought it was 4, but I could be wrong. I might be thinking of a different game.
5.
5.
Yep.
Okay.
5. Yeah,
5.
because a mate of mine said, "Oh yeah, it's an Unreal Engine 5 game," and my immediate visceral response
Oh.
was, "Fuck off!"
Ugh.
I know what I'm thinking of.
Well, just Unreal Engine
Unreal
5
Engine
just has really noticeable jankisms that you see. None of them
Yep.
are present here. Whatever juice they've got, they're using it great.
Yeah, all of that again. It's because it's Arc Raiders. I put 60 hours into it, but Battlefield 6 is the game that keeps bringing me back for the multiplayer. Because after 60 hours, you kind of seen everything Arc Raiders has. We're just gonna have to wait for more content now.
Yep.
Number 2 game, which I'll be really quick on. Has anyone here played Mega Bonk during the last year? No?
It's not my flavor of stupid.
Vampire Survivors, right? So Vampire Survivors was very popular a couple of years ago. It was just a game where you had a dude, you just move him around, and while you're moving him around, he's got a whole bunch of equipment on him. He's going to automatically attack all the monsters around him. Megabonk takes that concept, turns it into 3D. It kind of looks a little bit RuneScapey, so shit, but kind of fully leans into it. It's a great innovation, other than being 3D, is it's got a skate button. So every player, every character, and there's a lot of characters, will have a dedicated skate option. So you've got one of the first characters you unlock is a dude that's just a skeleton, and he just skates on a skateboard, and every time he jumps around, he does tricks and shit, and that's fantastic. There's a dude that's just like Mega Chad or something. He's just like big fucking Chad. He doesn't have a weapon, so when he skates, he just skates on his knees because he's a Mega
Nice.
Chad.
Yeah.
It's got a very reverent sense of humor. It doesn't take itself too seriously while still being quite challenging and having that very addictive nature of like Vampire Survivors, where you play 15 minutes, you go from not powerful at all to super powerful to then wiped out, and you're like, fuck, I want to do it again, because so quickly you become so powerful and it just all dissipates before your eyes. So Mega Bonk is just, again, it's just got that Vampire Survivors flavor in 3D and a lot sillier. I've only played a few hours of it, probably all I needed to play, and I had a great time doing so.
Love it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, Adam, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'll fire
2025?
off. I'll fire off one very quickly. I was going to have a chat about Atom Fall. If you read our written article on the website, that's where I talk all about Atom Fall.
For
That
those
game.
listening at home, he's saying Atom Fall, not Adam Fall. This isn't a game where Adam trips over. Atom, ATOM Fall.
Just imagining life in 50 years' time. Adam Fall.
Instead, I'll shout out a game that I played today, and it made me cry. It's a little indie game called And Roger. If you've not heard about this, that's a good thing. I think it's about $8. Effectively, it's kind of got a WarioWare-ishness to it, I guess. It's just a bunch of I don't want to call it. Yeah, that's the one. I don't want to call them mini games. It's just like little activities, like clicking a button or dragging something across the screen or interacting with the world in a few different ways. It's got a really cool minimalist art style. The conceit is that you're a girl who wakes up. She goes to walk into the living room to see her dad, but instead of her dad being there, it's a stranger in her house, just a random dude she's never seen before. Events transpire. I bawled my fucking eyes out until I had a headache today, and it's the most affecting game I've played in a very long time.
I think I just read the premise, which gave away something. So
yeah, I'm sorry. So Ash, I actively told you not to do that, but that's fine. Nathan,
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, look, less a question, more of a statement. I don't see this listed in the article. I'm pretty sure you mentioned that, but it's not in the article. So by rights, I should be able to mention Brazilian Drug Dealer 3.
For fuck's sake.
Only,
one, Adam.
I will allow it only if you use the entire title of the game.
Sorry. So a game that made me cry before the podcast so much that I got headaches called Brazilian Drug Dealer 3. I opened a portal. No, sorry. I opened a portal to hell in the favela trying to revive Aya, and I need to close it.
Two very similar experiences.
Mm-hmm. Really strikes at the core.
For fuck's sake, Nathan. But yes, and Roger.
Strong year.
Play it. It'll take you 45 minutes.
And you'll cry.
You will.
What if I don't?
Then you're heartless.
Steve
You're a lemon head and you're
I was gonna
heartless.
say that then you gotta confront
the
a part of
right
yourself
period, mate.
that you probably aren't comfortable with.
Now
I'm gonna do my final one, if only just because it's quick. In the same genre of
Heard that before.
good old mate Peak being friend slop. I played the other collect shit game Repo, and I did so with Adam and Kieran Verbruge. I've since played a little bit since then, but the core of it is you and your mates are little trash can robot people being sent to places together, repossess basically expensive items, take them back on your moving truck, and then bring them back to base. The only issue is that these places are fucking death traps. The things are really fragile. You're very bad at your job. And the places are also haunted or infested or just there's monsters, ghosts, ghouls, all kinds of shit going on. it's one of those games that the premise is so incredibly basic that you think, yeah, this is fine, but then the chaos in it comes in. So within 10 minutes of playing the game, Adam had actually loaded Kieran into a toilet and flushed it, so that set the tone for the entire thing. And our session ended with Kieran carrying a singular shiny bauble that was worth just enough money to bring both Adam and myself back to life. He defeated the terrifying monster of the Thing-inspired base. He carried it through all the doorways, and then right when he was about to put it on the selling platform, I think he hit a door frame and smashed it, or he dropped it on the ground.
No, so the little platform that you can drop them off to, you can chuck shit as hard as you like at that, and it'll cushion the fall. He dropped it about 30 centimeters from that platform, and it just fucking shattered. While Ash and I were both watching him fucking do it.
We're in spectate mode, we're losing our shit, but the thing you need to keep in mind is that his little dustbin avatar person drops the thing, and we see it. It literally goes. We see an emote that the run is done. They're not coming back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Repo's one of those fantastic games. It does not have any kind of matchmaking, so you do need to pick up your friends or jump into like a Discord community or a Reddit community and find people. But I also know that the developers have said that they are critically aware of that and might actually change it, because it's a game that's best played with other people, best played with friends, and if you don't have friends, find some or find a community. But yeah,
it's like
Repo.
You can convince your mates to get around it.
It's a great unwind after work kind of game. Laughed until your stomach hurts. Give it a crack.
Excellent. Good stuff. Well, you can check the full article on the website. You'll get the link at the end, so stick around for that if you don't know what it is. So, but let's go let's look to this year, because there's some really cool shit coming this year, and we've got a nice big chunky article on the way. So let's talk about what the games we are keen for in 2026. I'll kick off with an easy one, because I don't want to talk too much about every single game, because we'll fucking be here all night. Tight fucking 180. But I'll start with Resident Evil Requiem. So for obvious reasons, huge Resident Evil fan. Very, very excited for my boy Leon Kennedy, Daddy Kennedy, Granddaddy Kennedy almost, I don't know, to show up and see what sort of jacket he's wearing this time around. We get I wouldn't say tie-in, but I guess the roots kind of slither through Resident Evil Outbreak there, with Alyssa Ashcroft's daughter, Grace Ashcroft, as the main character. Super cool. Heading back to Raccoon City for the first time since Resident Evil 3, if we're purely talking mainline series. I think this is going to be a nice mix of Village and 7, I think, purely based on what the developers have said. They're kind of wanting to go a bit more survival horror, but also I know that we're probably going to have some good action in there. And they've absolutely killed it with essentially every single Resident Evil game in the last, do I want to say 10 years? When did Resident Evil 7 come out? Be then about?
I feel like that's pretty bang on.
Yeah. So, Capcom's been on a roll, and I can't see it going any other way. So very, very keen for that. And I assume most of us probably are as well.
Maybe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
It'll be a well-played 2026 game of the year before you know it.
Lock it in.
You never know. The votes don't lie, mate. The votes don't lie. Adam.
Saros. It has to be Saros. That is my most anticipated game of 2026. This is Housemarque. It's more or less an evolution on Returnal, and its many wonderful systems. And it seems like it has a bit of more intrigue as far as the story is concerned. There are supporting characters. It's not just one person slowly losing their mind in a time loop. And there might be a little bit of Lovecraftian bits and pieces going on. Who's to know? The main city is called Carcosa. Might be a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Who's to know? But the gameplay very much looks like Returnal with some added depth and maybe a bit more aggression. So, sign me the fuck up. I would have been keen for just a Returnal 2, however they wanted to do that. It's essentially get fucked, Ash. That's essentially what we're getting, but not the forced expansion of the story that we already got in Returnal. So it's fresh story, but the same kind of game. So I am exceptionally excited. Hello.
This might be a really dumb question, but in the trailer, perhaps from Game Awards, the lady who's in Returnal, that's not her in the trailer, right?
No.
Okay, cool.
Nah, that's not her. But we do get Raoul Coley as the main character.
Ah,
and fuck, he's
mate, beautiful
gorgeous.
man, incredible
Yeah.
human.
Truly.
Speaking
There
of
you go.
incredible humans, Ash Whaling, what are you keen on?
Yeah. If we're doing the lightning round, I will throw something out that everyone's probably getting grown at and go, "What the fuck?" But I actually have a.
Sorry.
See, there we go. There we go. I actually have. I'm not going to call it a warm. I've got a tepid level of expectation for High on Life 2.
Oh.
I know it sounds weird. Like,
That was genuine too. Like,
let me lay it out there for you though. Like I played High
try
on
not
Life
to.
and I thought this isn't good. It's not great. I want it to be good. High on Life represented something I wanted from gaming that wasn't happening at that time. A game that just went, no, fuck it. We're not taking ourselves seriously. We're going to be silly. But it had that deep ingrained Justin Roilandisms. It's Rick and Morty, like right up your ass. And, I played through it and went, eh. Then Justin Roiland got cancelled and ousted from the studio before planning had started on the sequel. And I sort of found myself thinking, could they make a similar game but make it less Roiland-esque? Could they make a non-serious first-person shooter that's, just here to have a good time, not a serious time? And so I found myself curious about it. And then they released sort of the sizzle trailer that showed like actual proper like movement and stuff. And I'm on board. I'm looking forward to trying it, if only to satisfy my own morbid curiosity, because at worst it'll be fine, but like I want more games that want to have fun with what they are and what they're doing. Be silly, be stupid. Like, I don't care. Like, if the comedy is cringe and I like laugh at 1 out of 3 jokes, that's not a bad hit rate. I'll take it. I'll deal with it. So, High on Life 2. Coming out, it's actually in February this year, so it's not that far away. So, hoping to jump into the gameplay soon.
Have you seen the fucking voice cast on it though?
I have.
The voice cast on this game is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Ralph Ineson.
Yeah.
Richard Kind, Ken Marino, JB Smooth from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I know. And they got all the boys from the Smiling Friends boys are in there.
Are they?
Yeah, they were in the first game. They got Zach and Elle in there.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Nah,
so that's what I mean.
Like,
I'm
on board. I'm here.
The best thing is that like Ralph Ineson's gonna like probably play a fucking doorknob or something. It's that kind of completely stupid thing. You'd be like, oh, I can't wait to see what he does. Oh, he's the fridge. Okay.
Nah, I'm so sold. Terrific.
I'm on board.
Cast.
First game was absolutely hard, fine, just okay. If they make something better,
not on the WellPlayed scale, mate. It was not.
I did
a different time.
I didn't review it.
You did not. You did not. All right, Mr. Hennessy. What's your most anticipated game?
Tricky, man.
I know.
I feel like the more I see about Blood of Dawnwalker, the more interested I am. But I still don't really have a good concept of what that game is. But the game that I do have a good concept of, that I feel is a safe pair of hands for 2026, is Witchfire. And I talk about this like every year because it's been the last couple of years. What do you got, Zach?
Okay, can I just pause very, very quickly? But this is the game that I was thinking of. It's actually in Unreal 4. So when I was thinking it was Arc Raiders, it's actually Witchfire.
Shit.
Yeah, because I read about that the other day, and I thought it was Arc Raiders, but yeah.
That checks out. That checks out.
Great.
One of the best ways to describe this game is actually, Zach mentioned to me, and I didn't pick this up when I first played it, but Zach said the Reddit community was coming to this game with a lot of comparisons with Destiny. Didn't feel that at the time, have since come around to that and fully accept that. So Witchfire, you play, it's like a grimdark witch hunter, it's, I don't know, 1700s or something, it's all fantasy.
You're employed by the Vatican, right?
I think so, yeah. It's been about 2 years since I did the preview on that. We previewed it when it first came out in early access, and the takeaway from that is the first hour was hard because the game gives you very little equipment and puts you in very difficult circumstances against enemies that are very high health, and you're just chipping away at them with just pea shooters. So it was quite hard to engage with if you just step and foot in it for the first time. But when you enter levels in Witchfire, it's got this kind of roguelike extraction element where the longer you're in a level, the more dangerous it gets, and the more they're like precious the loot can become. So you want to be in there for a while, but not too long, because otherwise you might not be able to get back out. It'll become too hard. So all of a sudden, after a few minutes, once you take down your first few enemies, you start to like level up and get some good loot. All of a sudden, just like mega bonk, you're hell, you're hell on legs, and taking everyone out without any kind of second thought.
What a comparison.
Because you probably only there's probably a lot of crossover comparisons with Megabonk now I think about it, but I'm not going to go into that. Actually, no, we'll just leave it there. Witchfire is the Megabonk of 2026.
Fuck's sake.
And it's, rather than having escape button, it mechanically feels a lot like Destiny in its buoyancy and weapon mechanics. So Megabonk cross Destiny, Witchfire 2026. I think this is the game to keep on your radar.
What's
Nice.
what's really cool, I think, small little details, is some of the weapon design. So because it's
They're
kind of
brilliant.
I don't want to say like a Christian theme, but like it's, got like some God parts, right? Because obviously you're working for the Vatican, but I think one of your guns,
Exorcist paraphernalia.
like one of your guns, like the crosshair bit is like I think it's like a cross, like an actual Christian cross thing. There's the
Crucifix, yeah.
icons, when one of your guns, the bullet holes like light up with like a cross symbol. It's just it's really cool iconography and stuff like that.
This
and
game
it's
doesn't
actually
have
yeah
like a strong story, but a really cool presentation, right? Like it looks cool.
yeah. Well, they've actually just dropped a huge update, and I actually loaded this bad boy onto the ROG when I went to Tassie, but I was like, I loaded it up and I was like, yeah, it's kind of not running hot. Like it's running okay, like it runs, but I was like, nah, this probably needs a better rig to kind of handle.
It's a good looking game.
Yeah, so they've dropped a new update, and I think it's had a ton of work. Well, I've been sort of keeping small tabs on it since it's come out, because it started development in 2016. This is for Ash Whaling. This should get your pants bulging, but it's made by the Bulletstorm devs.
People can fly.
People can fly.
Oh, hang on. No, yes, or was it Painkiller? It's one of those
Painkiller,
two.
wasn't it?
Flying
It's one of
Wild
the
Dog.
games.
One of
No,
those two.
So it's
Sorry,
the Astronauts, but I think Astronauts was previously Painkiller devs, I want to say.
it's one of those two games. You might need to fact check that. But yeah, they've done a ton of work. There's a new update.
Oh yeah, the last thing they did was the vanishing of Ethan Carter. You're totally right.
No. These guys before that though.
Before that, but they were People Can Fly, yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
'Cause they left-
the founders did found People Can Fly. They left People.
Oh,
Can Fly,
okay.
found Astronauts.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm with that.
they have escaped the Activision salt mines.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Anyway, it's a very, very cool game. New
Education.
update, and it's still in early access, but should be dropping in.
The last
full-blown.
statement I saw from them is that they're slating for 2026.
Yeah,
but,
but I think they've been aiming
Hard at work.
for a while.
I'd be surprised if we don't see it this year. I'd be
Well,
disappointed.
guys, it's good to know that there's a lot of 2026 left that they can try and meet. So,
They've got a good runway.
Fingers crossed. All right, couple of quick ones. Again, I want to talk about Silver Pines, and I would love for you guys to actually just have a quick Google on this one. Look at Steam. This is a game from a developer called, I think it's Witch Elm is how you'd say that, but also it's been published by Team 17. This is a I'm trying to remember how they phrased it, but essentially it's a heavily Twin Peaks inspired world. It's a
First line on
side-scrolling.
Steam calls this a survival horror Metroidvania. But go on.
Yeah. So, no, not feeling it.
I fucking
Well,
hate Manias.
I've Googled
Oh, I
Witch
like
Elm and I'm getting pictures of
Yeah, you
literal trees because it's a real tree. So make sure to add game at the end of this.
This is kind of my cup of tea. This looks sick.
There's
but,
a fucking link for the
survival horror
wish list in the
Metroidvania
article
title.
draft. You
I wanted
nugget.
to see
looks-
what else what the publisher had done.
Anyway,
what the
so
developer had
yeah,
done.
side-scrolling survival horror Metroidvania. It's a real like moody kind of world. It's a Twin Peaks inspired world. Apparently, you play as a guy called Red Walker, who's a private investigator who wakes up in this town of Silver Pines looking for a missing musician. But the town, of course, it's got a dark past, and essentially you fucking go a little bit loopy while you try and find this musician. Devs say that it's going to be quite you're gonna have to scavenge for resources because ammo is gonna be light and stuff like that. There's gonna be puzzles, but it's really really cool art style. I think the animations are pretty fucking neat too. So
Yeah, very much.
really
There
really
is
keen.
There's a
on
50-second trailer,
I know.
56-second trailer, and it makes the most of every second.
Yeah,
Good
man.
lord, that is a banger.
So yeah, keen on that one. And another quick one is a game called Hello Sunshine, which I may have talked about previously. It's the new game from Red Thread Games, and it's set in this like futuristic post-apocalyptic wasteland world where it's with essentially, I think, robots are kind of taken over, and then the world's kind of gone to fucking shit. So you're following this big robot. You're a person known as the final employee, and you're walking to what they call the White Tower. And in the White Tower, you'll find out answers about what happened to the world and also make decisions, blah, 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 about the fate. But to get through there, you've got to essentially survive the walk. And it's a sun-scorched world. It's a really penetrating sun where if you stay out in the sun too long, you kind of die. It is my understanding. So there's this huge robot that you kind of that you befriend, and during the day he will walk, or they will walk in front of you and protect you from the sun, and then at night they will kind of keep you warm. You can kind of venture off, I think, and you run the risk of kind of getting some loot and stuff like that, because you will need to scavenge and eat food and shit like that. But very very cool. And what I love about Red Thread Games is every game is very different. Like, we look at their last game, it was Dustborn, like very different style, very different art style. Then Dragon before that, really really cool kind of walking simulator game. So yeah, keen on that one. Yeah, that's two little quickies for you, mate. Adam.
You'll have to see it. I'll give you some two little quickies. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight comes out May 29th. Nothing more to be said about this one. It's Lego Batman, but it has the Batman Arkham style combat. So sign me the fuck up. And it mashes together a whole bunch of the Batman kind of mythology. So get around it. Pragmata is another one that's on my list. It's a third-person shooter puzzle game, because why not? I don't know. It's fucking weird, and it might be a sleeper Mega Man sequel, depending on who you ask. So sure. Big Walk is the next game from House.
Hey!
You walk around with your mates, your weird little bowl people in a weirdly realistic-looking kind of Australian outback. Very odd. Keen to play it. And Key Fairy, fuck it. I'll end on Key Fairy because I can't stop talking about Key Fairy. Owl Machine, their first game. It's a bullet hell game, but there's no combat. And you just have to Spider-Man your way across the monochromatic landscape to try to quell different monsters. Game fucking rules, so I'm very keen to play that as well. There you go.
There you go. Bang, bang, bang. Ash Whaling.
Quickie, Dawn of War 4. Supposed to be coming out in 2026. It's new developer, but it calls back to the original one. So Dawn of War as a series sort of changed. Every major incarnation sort of had a massive mechanical shift to the point where each sequel just felt like its own game, and people who wanted a sequel to the first one might actually get one. And the King's Art Games seem to be doing a great job. They've been releasing a lot of media about it, so they're not shy about what they're working on, and so far it looks great. I just wish they'd let me in the beta. And apart from that, we're getting a third Monster Hunter Stories. So in the write-up, I just simply said, look, the Monster Hunter games, I absolutely love them, but they can get quite stressful. Okay, as you get to the higher ranks, shit gets real. So it's nice to sort of have this side story that's a lot more cartoony, a lot less sort of high stakes. It's about you making your friends, your monsty friends, your monster friends, and writing them and doing some kind of silly side quest story thing that has world-changing consequences. But the fact that the series has continued makes me really happy. And getting a third one in the year of our Lord 2026, Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. Banger. Looking forward to it. That, and I'm happy that the series has jumped off basic consoles like the 3DS. Nothing wrong with the 3DS. But I can sit down and play it anywhere now, and I like that a lot.
Nice. Nathan, what else you got for us?
Quick reel. We've got Trails in the Sky second chapter. Trails in the Sky first chapter, I think, was an 8.5 from myself a few months ago. The game ends with like a pretty nice teaser of the second game. So remake of Trails in the Sky, the second chapter, which came out fucking 20 years ago or something. I don't know. But it'll be on my list. I'll play it. I play these games. I don't know how many of these Falcom games I've played for WellPlayed over the past 4 years, but there'd be a good few of them. I enjoy them. Lords of the Fallen 2, of course. Don't really know what to expect. Different team. I'm assuming different gimmick, because the first gimmick had this kind of like walking between parallel, what is it, realities, which was really cool.
Like the light
Doesn't
realm or
look
something.
like that's here. The what?
Was it like the light realm or something, where you held up the lantern or something?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it was neat. I liked it. Don't know what the gimmick's going to be here, if they even have one, because you can't just do another grim Dark Souls like, right? There's an excess of them. It's got to have something. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Did the preview of that a month ago. I thought using the like handcrafted dolls and then scanning them into the game and animating off of those handcrafted dolls created this diorama effect throughout the entire game that's like nothing I've ever seen. It takes a game that I've greatly enjoyed and makes it just so much more beautiful and enticing, and I'm ready for a replay, even though it took like 150 hours the first time. This game is ridiculously long. Feel sorry for anyone who gives it a proper good review later this month. Rest in peace. And Pathologic 3. So Pathologic 3 I did have here bookmarked as a game I was looking forward to this year before playing it. It is still a game I'm looking forward to. I don't know what awaits me. There is still a lot to see, and it's still always a surprise.
Cool. All right, I guess I'll fly through the remaining the ones that I've got. New Onimusha game, Way of the Sword.
Yes, please.
Of course, you know. And what I like about these games is a lot of the harder samurai games, like Sekiro and stuff, look quite cool, but I'm just too shit to play them. So, you know, basically Samurai Resident Evil, I'm fucking all down for it.
Pretty much.
So this game looks really cool when it comes out later in the year. And then up there with Souls-like and fucking Cozy and Metroidvania is fucking Lovecraftian. And I got 2 fucking for you coming right now. So the Sinking City 2, yep, that's one. What's cool about this one is Frogwares, who's the studio, they've said that they're pivoting to be a more horror studio, right? So this game is a full-scale survival horror game, kind of not dropping, but loosening the detective kind of elements, right? Because in this game, it's actually optional, supposedly. So all the detective stuff is actually optional. It's there if you want to go and uncover more lore and more blah, right?
Oh, like blueprints.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm really keen for that. And this one, it's set in Arkham, and they are supposedly focusing heavily on improving the combat. Because if you've played the first one, the combat's a little bit shit. But they're looking to improve it this time, so pretty cool for that one. And then the last one I've got for you is Cthulhu: The Cosmic Abyss, which comes out on April 17. Yeah, this is a game. If you watch the trailer, you go, and I love that we've come to this part of the game's media cycle, or whatever you want to call it, right? Maybe not games media, but this is a reveal trailer that is all cinematic. If you watch the reveal, it's all cinematic. It tells you fucking zero about what to expect from this game. And there's comments like, "Oh, we'll see in fucking 2 years what this game actually is. It's probably a fucking card battle game or some shit." Anyway, this is a game from
like deck builder.
This is actually the newest game from Big Bad Wolf. You're going to go, who the fuck is that? Great question. They did one of my favorite games of the last generation called The Council, which is a very narrative-heavy adventure-type game. This looks like it's going to be in the... And then after that, they did... what's that fucking vampire? Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song, which I actually did start to review that game, but then kind of... I think something came up and I never actually finished it, but I actually did quite enjoy it. So this one is, I think, going to be quite similar to what they've done in the past. Very like kind of narrative driven, but yeah, it's set essentially in the future, and the world is kind of running out of resources. So corporations are now plunging the depths of the ocean for what they can find. And there's a group of miners go missing in the Pacific Ocean, and you're a Who are you again? Let me read this. I can't remember who you are, but you're a guy called Noah, and you're sent in to investigate, and then you fucking go.
You're a special agent for the occult division of Interpol.
There you go. Yeah, I knew there was more to it than that.
So silly.
Yeah, and then you stumble upon the great city of, I can never remember how to fucking say it, but Rilya, whatever they fucking say that, I never remember how to fucking pronounce it. But and then your shit goes a bit fucking mental. Can you uncover the truth before you fucking go mad? Let's find out later in the year. So keen for that one. I always like this studio's type of games. So we'll
Good
see.
shit.
Might
I like
might
the
be a-
council from what I played of it.
might be a stinker, might not. But yeah, fucking. I was going through my list. I'm like, Lovecraftian, survival horror. All right, okay, well, I might
You've
get
got to
much
type, don't you?
I do.
Fucking hell.
Oh, righty. Well, yeah, if you want to check out what the rest of the WellPlayed team is keen on, this beasticle, let's call it that, is coming out maybe later, maybe next
Later
week.
in the week.
Maybe after the. No,
later
she'll
in
be
the
up
week.
apparently. Adam's locking it in. Cool.
She'll be there.
That will be out. You can check out what the rest of the team is keen on. But if you are keen on something that we've missed, let us know in the comments, or even on the comments here on YouTube, or even on Spotify. Leave us a little comment. I think we've only got one comment on Spotify, so be our second. All right, let's go to a couple of quick shout outs. There's a review up for Skate Story. I'm not going to read the thing there, but because that game came out last year, but you can go read that if you want to check out Skate Story. But this year, Kieran Verbruge has kicked off the year with a 7.5 for Big Hops, saying, like its adorable amphibian hero, Big Hops is charming and scrappy in equal measure. For all of the issues I faced during my playthrough, some squashed by patchwork and others more fundamental, it's ultimately one of the most charming, playful, exhilarating, and deeply funny adventures I've embarked on in some time. That review is live.
I think the game just came out yesterday. I've been giving it a crack. It's
yes.
Amazing platformer. Really surprisingly tight, like kinetic sort of gameplay. Very fun. Bit speedrunner friendly.
Nice.
I love to see it.
You do love to see it. Other things you love to see, a couple of quickie news pieces. Adam Ryan, you wanna saddle up the horse and whack it?
Certainly can, mate. So everyone's been kind of wondering when the first batch of color variants for the Switch 2 Joy-Cons will come about, because the Switch had a metric fuck ton of them. And
it launched
Nintendo
with colored Jet-Cons, my guy. Like,
yeah,
Switch
man.
1.
You had the options.
Yeah.
So Nintendo was like, nah, don't worry, mate. Got you sorted. Have a light blue and light purple combo. And the light blue, by the way, Zachary Jackson, it is teal. Let me tell you right now. But they're not coloring. They're not coloring the whole thing. It's still just the dark gray, and it's just the accents that change. The biggest issue is the magnetic rail disappears when you attach it to your console. So, like, as you can see with mine as a demonstration, it will only be these little bits that are colored, and when it's attached, nothing else.
Under the Joy-Con nubs.
Yeah, I don't know why you pay $139.95 for that. Yeah, it's fucking weird.
I reckon it's turquoise, if I'm being honest. But anyway,
it's fucking teal, mate. Get off your fucking horse. Launching February 12th, same day as Mario
Cerulean blue, I reckon.
Jesus Christ!
If it was teal, they wouldn't hide it.
Between fucking right, too right, pandering, Nathan, but I'll pay it. Between now and then is the Xbox Developer _Direct. This one is going to feature a double feature from Playground Games of Fable and Forza Horizon 6, as well as Game Freak's latest non-Pokemon title, which is Beast of Reincarnation. So they're going to do like a... Yeah,
game looks wild.
Yeah, you've seen the game. You've seen the trailer, I reckon.
Doesn't look like a Pokemon
there will most likely be a fourth game, because that's kind of the tradition of these developer directs. So we'll see what that is. Blade? No.
Actually, no, we can't talk about. We'll save that for next week. If you know what I'm saying.
Are you winking at the camera there?
He's trying to. There are definitely rumors that there will be a Division Definitive Edition. Maybe we'll get that there. Fucking why not? I don't really know how you do a definitive edition of a games as a service game, but I don't know. We'll see. I'd go back to the Division. Division's fun. And the last little tidbit is Battlefield 6's first season. That thing that Nathan and I have been playing non-fucking stop. It's getting a little extension. So we're not getting new content just yet. They're extending out season 1 until February 17th, in which point we will then get a new season. We don't know what that will entail just yet, but effectively that just means if you haven't finished the Battle Pass, which is quite a slog to get through, you've got a little bit of extra time. There's also a limited time bonus path called Frostfire, where you can get a whole bunch of other cosmetic bits and pieces as well. Hello, Zachary.
Sorry, I don't understand. What do you mean by the Battle Pass will also be extended? This is probably an email I got, isn't it?
It is correct. That's the one that you forwarded through to me without reading. There'll be a news piece up as you're listening to this. So effectively, I think season 2 isn't ready, so they've pushed out for season 1 to have some extra time, so you can keep, smashing through the Battle Pass if you wish.
Sorry, Han. Let me rephrase the question. So when season 2 or Battle 2 season 2 comes out, you can't access season 1 content?
Generally, that's how Battle Passes work. Yeah, correct.
Right, okay. Right.
So yeah, February 17th is the date for season 2. That's kind of the big ticket item here. There you go.
Cool.
Can't wait.
Lovely.
Let's see those new maps.
Work. Yeah. All right. And just Arc Raiders, I think it sold a big number. I think they announced that today or yesterday. It's like 15. Actually, I don't want to say 15 million because that sounds like a lot.
But it was, wasn't it?
Maybe
Pretty
it was.
sure,
I think it had a 5 in it.
12 million.
12 million. Didn't have a 5 in it. Anyway, maybe that's...
12 million is insane, though. This is not on like Game Pass or any subscription services. That's 12 million in sales. That's fucking wild. Good shit.
It is. All right.
Just for the sake of knowing, Arc Raiders is also one of those lower price games, though, isn't it?
It's like $60 as
Helldivers. Yeah.
Oh, what did I say 39?
Helldivers-esque? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Wasn't the base version like $39 or something?
Maybe in US.
I'm talking out my fucking ass. I got no idea what's going on. All right. Speaking of things that are going on, off topics. We don't have a 2000s film of the week this week because I figured this will already go fucking pretty long. And let's be honest, I actually forgot. So let's go to the off topics. Anyone watched or seen anything fucking cool recently? I actually went and saw Housemaid. And other than being long, a little bit too long, I kind of liked it. I'll give that.
That fits.
I mean, yeah, you were the intended.
Whenever I hear overwhelming feedback that something is pretty bum, Zach Jackson's there to go, I kind of liked it.
Is it?
And starring Sydney
Wait,
Sweeney.
hang on.
Oh, that'll do it.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, that was...
Didn't you have soap that smelled like Sydney Sweeney? What was that?
I did not buy that fucking Sydney Sweeney soap.
Oh, you joked to us that you did. You lied.
No, it was Dr. Squatch, and she was doing
I bought the brand. Oh, no, yeah, she did the ad.
He was like, oh, she brainwashed.
Sorry. She did the ad for it. Yeah,
sorry,
that's right.
She did the ad. Also, may I have you fucking...
Not a bathwater, man.
Not a bathwater. Fuck, I don't have enough. It's probably fucking Dr. Squatch's bathwater. Who the fuck knows? Rotten Tomatoes, 72%. So I'm almost bang on with this.
Sorry, let me rephrase. It's not that it is bad. It's just more that people are starting to realize that maybe Sydney Sweeney isn't an acting powerhouse because who's the co-star in there?
Who did you? Mate, is that news?
The other, I don't. Well, no, it's just that there's a whole bunch of people going, "Who's going to be the next top star?" And everyone's going, "Oh, actually, maybe she's." No, the other co-star that's in there does a really good job, but everyone goes, "Christ, Sydney Sweeney phones it in, or it's boring."
Amanda Seyfried. Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, she's
I actually thought Sydney Sweeney was actually relatively okay in this. She was okay. She wasn't bad.
Relatively okay is such great
Jesus,
praise.
can you just take it down a notch?
Well,
the
no, like
Globe
actually,
reviews way too enthusiastic.
I thought she was fine. She was a High on Life original fine.
And the Academy recognizes the most okay performance.
Yes. Anyone else want to share anything that they've watched or whatever?
Just a quick one. I bought the Showa era collection for Godzilla. So Key and I have been watching through like the classic Godzilla films, starting with 1954 and working through all of those films, they get really silly really fast.
Has he done a
We're having
dropkick yet?
No, it's the next one. I know it's in the next one. I think it's in All Monsters Attack. I think is what it's in, and we've just watched Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. So we're having a fucking baller of a time.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Is the music awesome as well?
the music slaps, and also Key had the realization that the Godzilla theme from, I think, Godzilla versus Mothra was sampled in another song, and she was sitting there like,
Yeah.
wait a second, wait. Hang on, I'll figure out what song it is while.
Oh, that's
someone else
amazing.
is-
Link it to me. I want to know.
It's not Puff Daddy. You sure?
It's not Puff Daddy, no. No.
Diddy.
Well, hey, this is when he was known as Puff Daddy. Thank you. Thank
Either
you very
way,
much.
baby.
I had the CD
mean-
single of that one. Nathan?
Oh lord. Two things. Watched season 5 of Slow Horses.
Oh,
Loved it. Picked the wrong day to start it. Started on the day of the Bondi attack.
Oh,
If you've seen
okay.
season 5,
Yeah,
you
okay,
understand
right.
that was a bad choice. Left it a week, come back, enjoyed it. So I'm loving this show. I don't think the plotting, like the writing of like what's actually happening, the plot, the compliment, the denouements, I don't actually think it's that well plotted out. But the character writing is so entertaining that you always
Yeah.
tune back in to see what misfit bullshit they're getting up to.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would agree
and
with
the
that.
fact that they ended with another preview for the next season.
I
So we're
know.
back here again. Loving it. How
Well,
have
it's
they still
just-
got so much
it's-
energy?
I know. Well, they just fucking. It's so good. I think because it's so short. I think that's what helps it. It's so short. It's
Like 6 episodes a season
yeah,
or something.
really good.
Avatar. It's been hot.
Seen
Needed
it
some air conditioning.
tomorrow. How no
Went and saw it.
Thursday. No, I'm seeing it. This
Big
coming.
Coke in an air conditioned
3D?
room.
3D? You gonna watch it in
Yes,
3D?
I am. Yeah, actually, I literally was just texting the guy then to confirm 3D. Not that I
Recommend it.
said, "What do you reckon?" And he says, "Let's do it." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Personally, don't care for 3D, but the specific technology they use for this with the high frame rate, the action scenes are incredible. Like shit you've never seen before, particularly with the 3D and the high frame rate.
How many times you piss?
I managed to just go once because it is
Nice,
3
that's
hours. You're
good.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
3.5
good
is
effort
it
there
like
with
three? Isn't
this.
it like 3.5?
No, it's
No, that's
3. It's
Avengers
180.
Doomsday, mate.
But
I thought it was 3.5. Right. I'm glad about
as
that.
much. I love the film. Made me cry a lot. Brilliant. A lot of repetition. A lot of deja vu. A lot of scenes that feel like didn't I just watch this in the last one? Those when you go to pee because they pretty much are play out exactly the same.
Isn't that what everyone says about the Avatar films? Like, can he stop? He keeps making the same film.
Oh, it's still the same film. Yeah.
I'm really
So
confused.
you'll pick good times to go piss. You won't miss much.
I thought he'd already filmed another like 2 of them. That's not true
So
though,
he
is it?
filmed no. He filmed these 2 back to back, but
Yeah, right.
he'd written like an outline for the next 3.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's maybe where I got confusing because I thought
And that's kind of my issue. You can tell these 2 were filmed back to back because they used the same locations. You spent so much time in the same locations from the second film that you're like,
sure.
haven't we already been here for 3 hours?
Did you watch the second one before going to watch this one?
No, and I should have because it immediately picks up right after the second one. It assumes that you
Okay,
just watched the
okay.
second one.
Hey, there you go.
Well,
I haven't
I'm
seen
not
it yet,
gonna
so
have-
that's the advice I'm going to take.
I'm not gonna have
Yeah,
I'm not-
Better
I won't
viewing
have time.
experience than you.
But
I know.
that's still a 6-hour double feature.
Maybe I'll fucking.
Yeah, I'm not going
watch
to do it.
it.
I'm not going to do it
TikTok
on the same
version.
fucking day.
But as a cinema watch, Avatar, Fire and Water, fucking
Just
brilliant.
wait. In the year 2037, there'll be like a full anthology of all the films, and they'll do like a marathon session, and you can go in there and watch it for 17 hours back to back, and people will die.
Still be shit.
I'm gonna need good
The
seats.
hardcore Avatar fans, avatars, will be like, "We're gonna do it," and someone will die.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Need to hear your thoughts next week, Zach.
Yeah. I'm excited to go see it. I don't necessarily like. I'm a huge fan of the movies themselves, but
Neither.
they're
They're entertaining.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I like to be entertained by. It just needed Russell Crowe in it as
it's
He'd be
weak person.
convincing.
an authentic. I can't remember the race of the people now. But
Navi.
Yeah. Navi.
They wouldn't even CGI him; they just paint him blue. And he'd do a funny accent because that's what he does nowadays in films.
He's good. Question before I forget about it, because I already forgot about it. Who's watched the Stranger Things season?
Mm-hmm.
Had we? Okay, all right. Do you plan
Is that
to?
how I feel? Me? I will. But like,
He's waiting for
I've got
that
to
9th
summon
episode, baby.
I've got to summon the enthusiasm. We've been waiting for so long.
Right.
Gotta stop
Don't
giving a fuck.
bother. Just watch
So,
it.
okay, so
Yeah.
here's the thing. So you talk about going to see the new Avatar film, but rewatching the previous one beforehand. My wife had never watched Stranger Things. I had tried to get her to watch it with me, in the original season. She was never interested. And then season 5 gets announced. She's like, maybe we should watch it. And so we shotgunned the shit out of all of those seasons. And, it's good on a rewatch. I didn't mind it, but that's a lot of Stranger Things in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
So,
Jesus.
yeah, so straight up to like the premiere of like the first episode of season 5. And it was great because like I'd seen everything up to that point, so I could watch it, I could enjoy it, I could pay extra close attention at the bits that I really want to see. But then, tune out when I didn't. Then episode 1 of season 5 comes out, and she asked me a question. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can no longer help you on this journey.
Yeah, I'm just like, we are exploring this together. But yeah, the one piece of advice I'll give when it comes to Stranger Things season 5 is that the second that you finish it, look into the TikTok psychosis of people thinking that there was a bonus episode.
Mate, this
The
been pop up all over my feeds.
The level of delusion is actually its own entertaining reward. Like you see people making like theories, and you read it and go, "That's such a good meme," but then you realize they're deadly serious, and you're like, "Holy shit!" Like I'm talking as just an analogy, nothing to do with Stranger Things, but if somebody said, in season 5 of SpongeBob, he only ever blinks on the 6th frame in any of the episodes, that means there's going to be a 6th season. And Squidward played exactly 6 notes on his clarinet. There's going to be a 6th season. It's that level of delusion. Like you sit there and
Numbers, Mason.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's wild.
Did you see the news that popped out yesterday?
That there actually is another episode? Ah, fuck.
No, the Chat GPT stuff.
I try to stay away from that, but
no. So like
gaslighting people into saying
no. So there was a documentary maybe like about the making of it or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a scene in there where they see the Duffer Brothers writing a script, and they do have Chat GPT
So they're like, fucking, this is made with Chat GPT.
Claire Obscure all over again.
Remember, if you enjoyed something, you're not allowed to enjoy it anymore.
That's it.
Unenjoy it right now.
Correct. Cool. Ash, have you watched anything?
Not really.
Stranger
I watched
Things.
Stranger Things. No, for me, I'm back into reading in a big way, and I've decided to reread the Andy Weir, The Martian, and then I'm going to read his other books. Yeah. If you've seen the movie, if you've enjoyed the movie, I really do recommend the book. It's a really good adaptation. It's one of those adaptations where, like the film's really good to the book, but there's just sections missing that clearly just didn't make it into the screenwriting process. It's fine. They're good bits. They're great in the book. But I'm going to use that to move into his other works as well. So I'm going to read Project Hail Mary, and I think he had another one called Artemis. I can't remember, but apparently Project Hail Mary is very good, and I'm looking forward to reading that. But I'm going to get back on the Andy Weir train first.
Very nice, Adam. You got any good books on the go? I saw you.
Yeah, I read the first volume of The Samurai Detective by Shotaro Ikanami, it's published in like the 70s in Japanese, but it's only just recently been translated into English. Fantastic bunch of short little stories, bit of action, bit of intrigue. You'll have to see it. And I'm now currently reading Red Rising by Pierce Brown, which I'm like 8 chapters in. I've cried once. I'm all angry, ready to start a revolution.
You've been doing a lot of crying recently, haven't you?
Crying easily these days, but yeah, I'm having a really, really good time with Red Rising so far. So
yeah, had a really, really tough episode of Fireman Sound the other day, and again, Adam was crying. Pontypandy's been through enough.
Sit me in front of Bluey, mate. It's non-stop waterworks.
That's my goal for this year is to kind of read more books.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got one book for Christmas from Anna, which is The Winter King, and I think I dropped the picture into our Slack, which which is about King Arthur. So very keen on that. And then for the birthday, she got me Agent Zigzag, a true story of Nazi espionage. So I don't know if you remember the book I may have talked about from Ben McIntyre called The Spy and the Traitor. This is that same author's other book. So yeah, keen to check those out
Jesus.
at some point.
Thought it was a-
This is the dude that wrote The Last
Interesting.
Kingdom.
Maybe.
Not ringing a bell. The Last Kingdom's got a Netflix series.
Oh,
and
the show
I
you
did
mean?
a well-played.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
well, he wrote
Yeah.
the books that the show's then based off, and I did a well-played review for the board game a couple of years back that I
Oh.
quite liked.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love to see it. All right. Anything else before we wrap it up? We'll maybe talk more off topics next week when we've got some more time. All right. Thank you for sticking with us in this first episode of 2026 on the WellPlayed DLC podcast. Hope you had a great break yourself. But if you want to kick back into the action, you can go to www.well-played.com.au and check out the big juicy article we've got there for the games we didn't review in 2025, the games we're excited for, most anticipated in 2026. There, I've got my point and click game, games on Key 4 coming. That'll be hitting, and we've got a ANZ one which is bubbling as well. If you want to check us out on the socials, YouTube is different one. YouTube, you can go check out the video stuff there, which is WellPlayed _AU, and then you got the socials themselves. So you got Blue Sky, which is probably the main one these days, which is @WellPlayed. Then you got Twitter @WellPlayed _AU. Same with Facebook, I'm pretty sure. Like, share, subscribe, hit the what do you do? Hit the hit the bell or whatever you do.
Smash that like button and make sure to hit that bell for all the hottest updates.
There you go. Boys, lovely to see you.
Ready.
Welcome back,
Let's do another
fellas.
year of it. Yeah.
Let's
All right.
kick this pig in high gear.
I'm excited. I'm excited to
See
leave
you next
actually.
week.
Gotcha.
See you with vigor in a week.
Bye.